With this kind of configuration, there used to be the fall of leaders, constitutions were changed, and there were serious, important political decisions. We'll take a look at all of this together and see what might be in store for us now, in September 2025. So, first of all, this configuration points to the overthrow of leaders and signals a crisis for those in power. But this configuration can also indicate difficulties for well-known media personalities. And this, by the way, could also manifest as, for example, an assassination attempt on a famous person, which is very likely to happen around September 7th, 2025. Let's take a look at what happened on this topic in previous years. So, a similar configuration occurred in September 1969, when Muammar Gaddafi staged a coup in Libya. On September 1st, 1969, junior army officers led by Muammar Gaddafi overthrew the monarchy of King Idris I while he was receiving medical treatment in Turkey. And on September 7, 1969, attention, Gaddafi publicly announced the creation of the Libyan Arab Republic. So here we saw both a coup and a bold political statement in the form of the creation of the Libyan Arab Republic. The same thing could be happening right now. But again, we might be seeing coups. Again, we might see bold political statements, but all of this will have a crisis-driven, conflict-driven background. Let's keep watching. What could this period around September 7th, around September 10th, 2025 bring? This suggests that there will be a change of power, a change of government, a change of constitution, or some bold political statement, but this will either be the result of a crisis in war, or attack, or it will become the cause of war, crisis, and terrorist attacks in the future. Let's look at some historical confirmation. A similar configuration also occurred in September 1932. At that time, the Statute of Autonomy of Catalonia was adopted, specifically on September 9, 1932. And why is this important here? Because, first of all, before the autonomy of Catalonia was approved, there were intense debates in Parliament. Right-wing conservatives saw Catalonia's autonomy as a threat to the integrity of Spain, and in August 1932, there was an unsuccessful attempt at a military coup. So, there was already a crisis and a background of conflict here. Moreover, the approval of the Statute of Autonomy for Catalonia provoked strong resistance from conservative military forces, and ultimately this led to the Civil War of 1936 to 1939. So, as we can see, a political statement eventually turned into a war and became the cause of the future civil war. That is, all those loud statements we're about to hear from politicians, whether it's about the autonomy of some region or other negotiations and agreements, all of it, even if it might seem good to us, in the end can lead to conflicts, and ultimately even to wars. Let's look at another historical example that isn't so covered in dust, because these events took place in 2007. The configuration itself was active in August and September of 2007, and at that time, a new constitution came into effect in Thailand. That was on August 19, 2007. A new constitution was approved by referendum after the coup of 2006. After the military coup of 2006, when the army overthrew the elected Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra. Jackson was a politician who said, "I will provide jobs, healthcare, and loans to the villages. The people are what matter most, and they should choose the government themselves." And ordinary Thais loved him, especially in the poorer regions, which is exactly why his opponents, who overthrew him, were against him. These opponents were the military, the old elite, monarchists, and the urban bureaucracy. They believed that not every choice made by the people was the right one, and that the country should be led by educated, proven individuals. That's why the 2007 Constitution strengthened the power of the military and the monarchy. Nevertheless, after this new constitution was introduced, strengthening the power of the military and the monarchy, in 2007 Thaksin's supporters still came to power. But in 2008, through the courts and military pressure, they were removed. Then, in 2011, Thaksin's party members came to power again. And in May 2014, there was yet another military coup. The military seized power again. And here, the 2007 constitution was suspended and replaced with a temporary charter. Then, in 2017, a new, even more authoritarian constitution was adopted. So, the political statement in 2007, when the new constitution was adopted, led to a tightening of the constitution and resulted in political coups. Exactly the same kind of events, such loud political statements and initiatives, all of this around September 10th, 2025, will lead to similar coups, similar conflicts, and the same kind of chaos. So, what are we left with? All we can do is watch what happens. And we have to always stay alert and aware.